Good day, everyone. This is Hal's Unicorn making one of very few and sporadic appearances here in the daylight hours to talk to you about the what seems to be the conclusion of the Kelsey Briggs case. I've been following this case for the past week or so, and it's a very heartbreaking story. I do recommend those of you who are my subscribers to look into it. But although a very disturbing story about a young child who was condemned to death by her own biological mother and an extremely abusive stepfather, there is now a sense of closure, and that justice, it seems, has been done. Not true justice, just the only justice that we could have hoped for. True justice would have been something like this not happening. It would have been Kelsey Briggs growing up and experiencing a fuller life, a life longer than a few years. I'm often reminded of a certain quote from a book, Count of Monte Cristo, particularly on this occasion. God will give me justice. And I'm certain that Kelsey has already received her justice, even before this ruling came down. As for the guilty parties, who knows? I don't know, and I don't pretend to know. I'm not one of these fools that's going to blurt out that they're damned or that they can be saved. It's out of anybody's hands, but it gives me a large degree of comfort to know that they will be spending the majority of the rest of their lives in confinement because it's where they belong. Someone who does something like this should not be walking around the streets merrily and freely. By all standards, I consider myself a liberal. I like the idea of liberalism, the idea of liberty. That's what liberalism stems from, liberty. Not the lack of accountability form of liberalism that people preach nowadays, that you can simply do what you like and not be accountable for it. The liberty where that you do the right thing without compulsion. It's tough to be a liberal because you see what people do with liberty today. As a human race, it seems we're proof against any argument that we should be liberated. But the alternative, the tyranny, is a guarantee of things like this happening on a daily basis. I guess my point is it's easy to become cynical, but every now and then you see something that gives you hope. And for me, the hope is that all of us have gotten a lesson from all of this, and that is when you see warning signs like this, you do something. You don't sit around and you ask for someone else to do something. You do something. You don't rely on the government to protect your children. They're never able to do that. They never have been. Child Protective Services is a fascist organization. They always have been. They always will be. They're not to be trusted. And if you're trusting in them or in somebody else other than yourself to safeguard your child's welfare, then this is what happens. I'm not judging the Briggs family or any family on this. I'm just stating the obvious. There's a lesson to be learned by this, and that is to take responsibility for yourself and for those you care about. If you do that, maybe we'll see less of this. I can only hope. Prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you. Good day.